Hello, my ninja warriors. Welcome to yet another power packed session. Let me open the chat box. All right, let me see whether I'm live or not. All right. Am I live or am I not live? All right, I can see myself that I am absolutely live, audible and visible. Let me check my visibility, audible. All right. I can see myself. All right, I guess I am live and absolutely audible and visible. So yes, hi Tarun, hi Naveen, how are you? Okay, so today we are going to do all the questions from the chapter functions and which were there in your January attempt. So today's session is all about January attempt, my dear students. All right, yes, audible. Okay. Perfect. So we shall start with the very first question, right? So I will highly recommend that you guys also solve along with me. Otherwise, if you just watch it, you will not get the maximum out of this particular session. So let us quickly start with the very first question. By the way, this question is absolutely basic question wherein they are asking you to calculate the domain of this function. Okay. All right. So domain of this function fx is clearly in front of you. So we can see that this function fx is sum of two different functions. This is function number 1. This is your function number 2, right? So what we will do is, this is, let's say, f1x and this is f2x. Whenever you get a function which is sum of two functions and you have to calculate the domain, what will you do is, you will have to calculate the domain of the very first function. Similarly, you have to calculate domain of the second function and then you have to calculate the intersection of d1 and d2. Yes, so final domain will be intersection of domain number 1 and domain number 2. Okay. Alright, so domain 1. For domain 1, we know that square root is involved, right? So x square minus 25 should be a non-negative quantity, right? And along with that, the denominator, which is 4 minus x square, cannot be equal to 0, right? So we need to solve these two things for d1, right? Because square root, the expression cannot be negative. So x square minus 25 will be greater than or equals to 0. And 4 minus x square, that is the denominator of this function, should be non-zero. This was asked in JEE Mains 2024. Okay. Alright. So now this will give you x plus 5, x minus 5 greater than or equals to 0, and along with that x square cannot be equals to 4, right? Now this will be solved by method of intervals. I hope that you have attended my very first class of ROR series, that is inequalities, right? So now minus 5 and 5 are already here. Okay. So in this, if you solve it, plus minus plus, so finally it will give you x belongs to minus infinity to minus 5 close union 5 to infinity. Yes. Okay. Clear. Alright. Now this is it. Now x square cannot be equals to 4, that means x cannot be equals to plus minus 2, that we need to take care. Okay, so this is your final d1. We have to remove plus 2 and minus 2 from the domain. But if you carefully observe, if I consider this as my d1, just tell me, is there any minus 2 in it? No ma'am. Is there any plus 2 in it? No ma'am. So if at all they don't have plus 2 and minus 2, so no worries. It is anyway not having. Okay. Now what about d2 ma'am? d2. So d2 mein there is logarithmic function is involved. So in here we know how logarithmic function works. any expression which is inside of the logarithm should be greater than 0. So for d2, we just keep x square plus 2x minus 15 greater than 0. X minus 5, x plus 3 greater than 0. Sorry. It's not that. X minus 3 and x, yes, x minus 3, x plus 5 greater than 0. Again, this will be solved by method of intervals. Again, so minus 5 and 3. So plus minus plus. So your final D2 domain now will be minus infinity to minus 5 union 3 to infinity. Can you see this is your D2? Now finally the final domain will be, you calculate D1 intersection D2. So you have to take intersection between these two. So clearly it is going to be minus infinity to minus 5 open. Why open? Because this allows close, but this is not allowing close. So minus 5, if I take intersection, it will be a big no. We cannot take. Now this is saying 5 to infinity. This is saying 3 to infinity. The common portion is 5 close to infinity, right? Yes. So in here, from here, we can clearly see that if I compare this from minus infinity to alpha, union beta to infinity, clearly alpha is minus 5. Alpha is coming out as minus 5 and beta is plus 5. This is your final answer. Now you just have to plug in. So minus 5 square plus 5 cube. So 125 plus 25 will give you 150 as the final answer. Yes, Sarah, absolutely right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Now let us quickly move on to the next problem. Now next problem says that we have a function whose domain is having all natural number except 1 and whose codomain is having n as the codomain, right? Now what they are asking is fn is one function which is equals to highest prime factor of n, right? So let us try to understand. What if I want to calculate f of 1? Basically 1 I cannot put because 1 is not available in the domain. So f of 2 will be highest prime factor of 2. Now highest prime factor of 2 is 2 only. So f of 2 I am getting 2. Let us understand the function, right? What about f of 3? So ma'am, f of 3 is highest prime factor of 3. Now highest prime factor of 3 is 3 only. Do you know highest prime factor? Now f of 4, hold on. You can't be saying ma'am just 4. No. Highest prime factor of 4 is not 4. 4 is not a prime number. Highest prime factor is 2. So f of 4 is coming out as 2. Now we are understanding actually. So okay. One thing I have understood, that if I want to know whether the function is 1, 1 or on 2, I have realized that f of 2 is also 2 and f of 4 is also 2. That means this is a many one function, right? Because the moment you put 2, you will get 2 as the output. The moment you will put 4, you will get 2 as the output. 2 input, single output, that means it is a many one function. That means first option is correct, first is incorrect, second is also incorrect, third and fourth, it could be either 3 or 4. Now on 2, understand, on 2 may, if a function is on 2, that means codomain and range should be equal, right? What is codomain? Can anybody tell me? Codomain is the second set, is not range, understand? Second set, all natural number is codomain. So your range should be all natural numbers. You should get all natural numbers in output. Okay. So can you just tell me, can I ever get f of n equals to 4? Not at all, because f of n is actually always going to be prime number. F of n, the value will be any prime number, right? Prime number is 2, 3, then 5, then 7. So we are missing out of so many natural numbers. So many natural numbers will not be in the range of your function. You cannot get 4 as the output of the function. So that means codomain and range are not equal. That's why the function is Not onto, neither 1 1 nor onto is absolutely right. Easy peasy lemon squeezy if you understood this. Okay. Alright. Chalo, let us move on to the next problem. Are we ready for it? Yes. Okay. Now this is something which will be done by graphical question. Here you are having f of x. Okay. And what they are saying is fx and okay. So they are saying m and n are respectively number of points at which curve y is equals to fx and curve y is equals to f dash x intersect x-axis. Find the value. Okay, finally. Let me tell you. Y is equals to f of x. Okay, this is y is equals to f of x, right? If this is your function, we are thinking about y is equals to f of x intersect x-axis. That means the number of, basically we are looking for m is nothing but number of solution of fx equals to 0. Number of solution of fx equals to 0, right? So 2x equals to x square. Number of solution is something which we need to figure out. Okay. Alright. Now x square. Let me plot the curve. X square looks like this. Right? Hold on. It's not that neat. Yes. X square will look like this. This is your oops. Bad drawing. Okay. This is your x square. What about 2 raised to power x? So 2 raised to power x will go like this. Okay. And now you must be wondering that, ma'am, what will happen after this? This though we know, but what will happen after this? Understand. Remember 2 raised to power x is an exponential function. And x square is just parabolic function, okay? So if I want to draw the curve after this, after certain point, exponential function always goes, basically exponential function always work like this, that it will go more higher, it will grow faster. Exponent is the fastest growing function. You should be knowing that, okay? So your exponent function will go past your basically x square function. Understand? So if I just draw this now, exponential function should be above. Eventually, exponential function should be above your x square. So this is x square, this is 2 raised to power x. So clearly there will be 3 intersection points. So m over here is clearly 3, okay? And now similar manner, what they are asking us is y equals to f dash x. Y is equals to f dash x, right? So we are looking for f dash x equals to 0. Okay, hold on. Now fx is 2 raised to power x minus x square. F dash x will be 2 raised to power x log x minus 2x. It should be 0, right? Log 2, yes. So that means we want 2 raised to power x log 2 will be equals to 2x. Now 2 raised to power x log 2. Again, this is an exponential function. It will look like this, okay? What about 2x? So 2x line is line like this. This is your 2x line. Can you see that you will get 2 intersection points over here? N is 2. So m is 3, n is 2, 3 plus 2 is 5. So overall catch of this question was this. Sometimes some people will say that m will be 2, but no. Understand. See, do you remember that in COVID times everybody was talking about that COVID cases are rising exponentially. So exponentially means fastest growing curve. Now you tell me between 2 raised to power x and x square, who will be ahead? Obviously 2 raised to power x will be ahead, x square will be behind. So that's why eventually it will grow more faster. That's why it will intersect the curve at like this. Okay, 3 points. Alright. Another question from domain. I can clearly see another question from domain, and here we are. Domain of this function f of x, right? This is your f of x. Now cos inverse this is okay, fine. Now again the same situation we are in. We will calculate d1, domain 1 of this function. d2 will be domain 2, okay? So d1, for d1 we know that inverse, cos inverse function. So 2 minus mod x by 4 should lie between 1 and minus 1. This is your d1, basically d1. Okay. So we just need to solve it. Minus 4. 2 minus mod x plus 4. Cross multiplication of 4 in all the sides. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just subtract 2 from all sides of inequality. I'll be subtracting 2 from here. So minus 4 minus 2. If I subtract 2 from here, it will be just be mod x. And this is 4 minus 2. Minus 6 minus mod x 2. Now you have to multiply minus sign in this. 6 greater than or equals to mod x greater than or equals to 2. That means your mod x will be greater than or equal to 2. And so basically your x will be lying between minus 6 to minus 2. Union 2 to 6. This is your d1, my dear students. Are you getting it? Now what about d2? For d2, let me write the function again. 1 upon log of 3 minus x. So you have to understand one thing, that first thing is that anything which is inside the logarithm, it should be greater than 0, but who is understanding this? Denominator cannot be 0. So that means your log 3 minus x, this whole thing cannot be 0. This cannot be 0. And when it is 0, tell me, can anybody tell me when my denominator becomes 0, when my logarithm becomes 0? We know that log 1 becomes 0. So 3 minus x, the moment 3 minus x becomes 1, then you guys are in big trouble. Because 3 minus x become 1, log 1 will become 0. That is what something you don't want. X not equal to 2. This is also d2. So from here, if I solve this, x should be less than 3 but not equals to 2. So if I talk about d2, the final d2, it should be minus infinity to 3 but except 2. Right? This is your final d2. This is your final d1. Now we need to take the intersection part. Okay. Intersection part says that, okay, so let me just give you a brief. Minus 6 to minus 2 and 2 to 6. This is what your d1 is saying. This is your d1, right? What about d2? Let me just change the color and go back. d2 is minus infinity to 3 except 2. So minus infinity to 3, right? 3 open, and 2 cannot be your answer. 2 cannot be your answer, okay? So finally the common portion is minus 6 to minus 2 and 2 to 3. So final common difference d1 intersection d2 will give you x belongs to minus 6, okay, minus 6 open, sorry, close, to minus 2 and union 2 to 3, correct? Alright, now if I compare union 2 to 3, if I compare, have I done anything wrong? 11 you're saying. Okay, let me check. So minus 6 to 3 except 2. Oh, fine. We have done absolutely fine, I guess. No. Less than 3. Oops, actually I have made a mistake. I guess yes. So this is minus 6. Okay, 6, and this is minus 2. Oops. What did I just do? This is minus 2, right? I forgot this minus 2. So now this d1 will be different, okay. So what they are saying is that your x, mod x, is lying between minus 2 to plus 6. That means your x will be belonging to what? Minus 6 to 6. This is your d1, my dear students. X is minus 6 to 6. Okay, x is minus 6 to 6. So now this will go and your d1 will be like this. Minus 6 to 6. What is the common area? Common area is this. This is your 3. So minus 6 to 3 is your common area except 2. Finally, let me write. What is the common area? Common d1 intersection d2 will give you what? d1 intersection d2 will give you minus 6 to 3 except 2. Minus 6 to 3 except 2. So this is alpha is 6, beta is 3 and y or gamma is 2. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, some of students are already saying, ma'am, 11, 11. And I'm not able to like, yes. Thank you, Sarah John. Thank you so much. All right. Now let us quickly move on to the next problem. And again, this is the similar type of problem. Now, can I give this problem as homework? So in here again, same thing you have to do. D1, how will you calculate? Tell me, ma'am, 2x plus 3 upon 4x square plus x minus 3 greater than 0. D2 will be 2x minus 1 upon x plus 2 lying between 1 and minus 1. So basically your D1 and D2 both you will calculate, take intersection and finally you can just solve it out. Can I leave this up to you? Yes. So your final answer will be alpha 3 by 4 if you solve it. So 3 by 4 comma 3 will be your final answer. So this is your alpha, this is your beta. If you put the value, you will get 12 as the answer. Do it yourself. Similar type question, yes? Will you be able to do it? Okay, all right. Now let us move on to the next problem. Now this is something which is different problem, which says that function f be a function fx. So this is your function and this is your gx. Okay, all right. Gx is f of x, and now you have to calculate gx in order to calculate this definite integral. Okay, all right. So we have to calculate g of x. To calculate g of x step by step, fx you have f of x. F of x is something which we will calculate. We have fx. What we will do is, in here we will actually replace x by fx. Let's do that. What has happened? Yes. So let us do that. So in here x will be replaced by fx. So f of x 1 plus fx power 4 power 1 by 4. Correct? So f of x is equals to, if you solve it, now fx, you have to put the value of fx. Fx is x upon 1 plus x power 4 power 1 by 4. This is fx upon 1 plus x upon 1 plus x की power 4 power 1 by 4 and whole raised to power 4 power 1 by 4. Okay, this is, we have to be extremely careful. Okay, what I did is, if you understand this fx and this fx is replaced by this whole thing. Okay, so this is fx. Sorry, this is not including 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is already in fx, right? So this is your fx and this is your fx. Power 4 is outside, 1 by 4. Okay? Yes? Perfect. So f of x is equals to, now x upon 1 plus x power 4 power 1 by 4, and this is going to become, if you solve it, what will this become? So can you see that this is actually power 4. So this is 1 plus x power 4 upon this is 1 plus x power 4 and whole power 1 by 4. Okay, if you solve it, x upon 1 plus x की power 4 power 1 by 4 whole upon now 1 plus 2x power 4 power 1 by 4 and 1 plus x power 4 power 1 by 4. So these two things are getting cancelled out. So your f of x is actually coming out as this. Can you see? Can you see? I can clearly see that what is the similarity or what is that one pattern which is getting created. This is your f of x. This is your double fx. F of x is f2x basically, double fx. So here it is 1 and here it became 2, and if I write f of f of 3 times x. That will going to become 1 plus 3x power 4 and 1 by 4. Try it, you will get it. And finally, if you have to write f of 4 times, it is going to be x upon 1 plus 4x power 4 1 by 4. This is your gx. Okay, this is your gx. Alright, finally this is your gx. Okay, and now as per the question, what you need to calculate? 18, 0 say 0 root 2 root 5. And then you are having x square gx. X square gx. Okay, alright. 18 x cube 0 2 root 5 upon 1 plus 4x power 4 power 1 by 4 dx. Alright, okay, now what we will do is we need to integrate. Now some things integration required. Sorry guys, but required. So what I'm going to do is 1 plus x raised to power 4x raised to power 4 raised to power. So that is going to be t raised to power 4 directly. Now differentiate. So ma'am, 4 4s are 16, x cube is equals to 4t cube dx dt. 4 4 cancels. So that means here x cube will be t cube. X cube dx will become what? T cube dt by 4. So 18 by 4. And this is going to become what? Just t. Right? Integration. So t, this is t square. This is going to become 9 by 2. 9 by 2. T square integration will be t cube by 3. Right? And now 9 by 2 t cube. Now t cube will be replaced by what? 1 plus 4x power 4, and this is going to be 3 by 4, and now you have to do the limit 0, and root of 2 root 5 will be your upper limit. So 9 by 2, the moment you put root 2 root 5, how will you get? What will you get? 1 plus 4, now x power 4. So this is going to become 2 root 5 square, 5 2s are 10, okay, 10, and that's it, power 3 by 4 eventually. And the moment you put minus, the moment you put 0, you will get 1. Okay, okay. So 9 by 2, and this is going to be 41. 41. Hold on, this is t square t cube by 3, and it is going to become what? Hold on. X power 4. So 4 5s are 20. Sorry, this is 21, 81, right? 81 raised to power 1 by 4. So this is 3. 3 ka cube is 27. 27 minus 1. So this is 26. 9 into 13 will give you 39. Sorry, not 9. 3 into 13 will give you 39 as the final answer. Yes, yes, yes. No, I didn't forget by 3. No, by 3 I forgot. Yeah, by 3. Yes, by 3 is there. Okay. Oh yes, by 3. By 3. So this will become by 3. Hold on. Eraser. By 3, right? So this is 3 by 2, and this is going to be 27. 27 minus 1, 26. So this is finally going to be 3 into 13. That is going to be 39. Okay, thank you, Anil Sachdeva. Thank you so much. Yes. Can I join crash course? I am in 11th. So, bacha, crash course is huge demand of crash course, I know. But then if you're in 11th, I would request that you wait. We will launch crash course for 2026 as well. Do not worry about it. Okay. Alright, now another question on our screen which is on similar line. So basically fx is given to you and they are saying f of x is gx. Right? And after that, they want us to calculate g of x. Now you will see magic in this question, right? So first step is fx is given. So calculate f of x. You know how to do that, right? Just replace x by fx. So 4f of x plus 3 upon 6f of x minus 4. Correct? So this is going to be 4x plus 3 upon 6x minus 4 plus 3 whole upon 6. This is 4x plus 3 upon 6x minus 4 minus 4. So this is going to give you 4 4s are 16x plus 12, right? Minus 3 6 plus 18x minus 12 whole upon. Again 24x plus 18 minus, you are going to get 24x plus 4 4s are 16. Okay. Is it 4 4s are 16, 6 3s are 18. Is it correct? 6. Okay. So this is going to be 12 minus 12 gone. And what about, okay, about this 24x gone, 18 plus 16. So 16 plus 18x. So x if I take common, 16 plus 18 upon 16 plus 18. Okay, all right. So that means f of x I've just calculated, that is x. What does that mean? That g of x is coming out as x. Now the question is done. Why are you saying, ma'am? Because you have to calculate g of 4, right? And you know that g of x will be what? G of x will be what? X. So g of x triple, that is going to become g of gx, that is going to become g of x, and eventually it is x. So basically g of 4 is nothing but 4 directly. So option D, absolutely right. Oh my goodness. Sachin, I follow you on Instagram, but you don't message on personal. Sachin, your message might not be visible for me. I will check for your messages. I hope that you are on from the same name. So Sachin name say, I will just check my messages. If I find any message from Sachin, I will reply. Okay, Sachin? Okay. All right, now we are having another question. This another question is from, okay, again 1 1 and on 2 they are talking about. Okay. So now there is a function which is minus infinity to minus 1, and this is a to b. This is your domain. Okay. And this is your codomain. All right. They are saying your function is 1 1 and on 2. Okay. So your function is 1 1 and on 2, then the distance. So 1 1, a function which is 1 1 either can be increasing or decreasing. So we need to understand the function behavior of f of x. F of x is e x cube minus 3x plus 1. Now, this is your fx. Now I am talking about f dash x because I want to know the nature of my function, whether it is increasing or decreasing. E raised to power x cube minus 3x plus 1. Multiply, you need to differentiate 3x square minus 3. Okay, this is f dash x, right? Now, obviously, this thing e raised to power x, anyway it is positive. Sorry, this is actually 3x square minus 3, right? This is anyway positive. Now, if I talk about minus infinity to minus 1, in this interval, in this minus infinity to minus 1, just tell me that this is always positive. But in which interval? For x less than or equals to minus 1. That means f dash x is greater than or equal to 0. So your fx is an increasing function, my dear students. Okay. Increasing function in x belongs to minus infinity to minus 1. Minus infinity to minus 1. Okay. This is open bracket. Your fx is coming out as increasing function. Okay. Yes, Shri Nivasan. Hello. Okay, all right. J syllabus for 2025. What do you want to say? ठीक है? The fx is an increasing function. That means, how does an increasing function will look like? Tell me. Like this. Okay. So let us try to get some plot this function. Let us try to understand what is this function trying to say. Your fx is, by the way, e raised to power x cube minus 3x plus 1. Right? E raised to power x cube minus 3x plus 1. Okay. So put x equals to x tending to minus infinity. Now you put x equals to minus 1 as well. The moment you put minus infinity, here your fx will become e raised to power minus infinity. That means it will become 0. Okay. When so f of minus 1, if you calculate e raised to power minus 1 plus 3 minus plus 1, so that is going to give you e cube. So this is your maximum value and this is your minimum value. Okay. This is your minus 1. Hold on. We don't need this much. We just need this. So this is your minus 1. Minus 1, right? At minus 1, you will get e cube. This is your e cube. And at x equals to minus infinity, you're going to get 0. So that's why your graph will look like this. This is your fx. Graph of fx will look like this. In this interval, it is increasing. So if it is an onto function, if your function, because in the question they are giving that your function is onto, that means codomain and range should be equal. So range of this function should be 0 to e cube. 0 open to e cube. This is your codomain, or you can call it as range. So this is codomain. 0 comma e cube, 0 open, e cube close. So a is coming out as 0, b is coming out as e cube. Now what they are saying is that this is your point P, and distance of P from this line is something you need to calculate. Okay, so P point will be 2b plus 4, 2e cube plus 4, comma a plus 2. A is 0, 0 plus 2. This is point P, and line you can clearly see. So this is the point, this is the line, which is x plus e raised to power minus 3, y plus, minus 4 equal to 4. This is your point and line, right? Now you have to put point over here. 2e cube plus 4 plus now y में 2 e raised to power minus 3 minus 4 upon square root of 1 plus e raised to power minus 6 is the perpendicular distance what you are looking for. And if you solve it, what will you get? So it is 4 cancel. So it is going to become what? Okay. So if you solve it, I hope that this is visible. So this is 2 e raised to power 6 plus 2 whole upon, this is going to become e raised to power 6 plus 1 and e cube. Yes. So if you solve this, if you just solve this thing, what you're going to get is option. Let me just check. Okay. If you just solve it, what will you get? Option A. This is going to become 2 root 1 plus e raised to power minus 6. This will be your final answer. Okay. All right. So yes, in this question, we just wanted to calculate the range of this function so that we can get A and B. Now the question is from the straight lines chapter. It is a hybrid question from functions and straight line. I hope that you're getting it. Okay. Alright, now let us quickly move on to the next problem, which is a little bit graphical question. Let me just show you over here. So this is from February shift 1. This is your fx, this is your gx. And now you're looking for Goff. Basically, you have to plot the curve g of f of x. Now understand one thing. To plot the curve of g of f of x, you have to plot f of x. Let us plot f of x right here. Okay. Always plot inside function. This is fx. Fx is having log x. Okay. For x greater than 0. and e raised to power minus x. So do you know how e raised to power minus x graph will look like? It looks like this, e raised to power minus x. But only we want for the x less than 0. This is the graph of fx. Okay. Now this is the first step. First step to understand the graph of g of f of x. So always draw inside function. Then just pick gx, and in here you have to replace x by f of x. In that case you will get what? So g of f of x. So g of f of x, replacing this x by fx. This x will also become fx, e raised to power f of x. Here this x and this x both will be replaced by fx. I hope that the second step is clear. I know these type of problems are little bit difficult ones. Goff x, where you have to understand the Goff x. Okay. And now what you need to do is you have to target these two things. Fx greater than or equals to 0. So you have to keep in mind when exactly you're by this graph. When exactly, step number 3. Analyze the graph of internal function fx with the help of this. Fx greater than or equals to 0. When exactly is your graph fx is greater than or equals to 0? So it is having two branches. First one is this, second one is this. So fx greater than or equals to 0 is happening at two branches. First one is log x, and this is happening when x is greater than or equals to 1, and this is happening when x is less than 0. So now g of f of x I'm gonna write right here, and this you have to write log x for x greater than or equals to 1, and this fx is e raised to power x. Basically you are replacing fx by, so fx is e raised to power minus x, minus x. This is your fx, right? E raised to power minus x for x less than 0. And now fx less than 0, tell me when your fx graph is becoming negative. Ma'am, here. That means 0 to 1, between 0 to 1. So when your x is lying between 0 to 1, then your graph is log x, and this is the branch e raised to power ln x, and that is going to give you just x. Right? Now you can plot. Now you just plot the graph of Goff x. Now you have Goff x, plot it. For x greater than 1, you have log x. So this is how your log x. For x less than 0, you have e raised to power minus x. Okay, ma'am. So this is how your e raised to power minus x will look like. This is your log x. And from x belonging to 0 to 1, you are having just x. That means this is the graph y is equals to x and 0 to 1. This is your basically Goff x. Now just tell me whether it is 1, 1 or 1, 2. Obviously, the moment you draw horizontal line over here, it will intersect graph at more than one point. This is a many one function. And this Goff x is not having any single negative value. That means the range of your Goff x is all positive values. Okay, so in here Goff x, they are saying this is codomain. Codomain is all real and range is all positive values, right? So codomain and range not matching with each other. So neither it is 1, 1 nor it is on 2. Okay. All right. Yes, yes. Let me know if that works. Yes. And now there is one last question, similar question that I'm going to give you as homework. Same thing you have to do is you have to plot the graph of fog x, and then you can eventually watch the range. Okay. So what are the steps? Let me just give you steps. Plot internal function. So you have to plot g of x. Plot g of x. Okay, ma'am. Perfect. Okay. First thing. Second thing is you have to replace x you have to give g of x in your fx. So what you have to do is, this is your fx. In here you have to replace x by g of x, so that you will get what? F of g of x. Right? Now step number 3 is analyze the graph and start writing g of x. G of f of x. Sorry, f of g of x. And then fourth step is plot the graph. Plot graph. Okay. Alright. So this is what you have to do is. Alright. And now I will tell you that, okay. So there are two things. First one is MVSAT. Make sure that you guys have given MVSAT. If you have not given, what are you doing? So many students have given MVSAT already. Link is given in the description box. So give MVSAT right away, number one. Number two, if you want to join crash course, again for that crash course also in pure English, link is given in the description box. And it is going to start from 21st October. First chapter I'm going to start first chapter, which is matrices and determinants, and we are going to just kill in that crash course. So yes, any doubts in crash course, you can ask that doubts, and you can just ping me on my Telegram also regarding the crash course only, or any doubts. t.me/Namrata Jaisinghani is something which is my Telegram. Ping me on Telegram, I'll reply it to you. Okay. All right, and I guess you guys are having some confusion, so that confusion also you can post on Telegram. I will reply it to you. This is me, Namrata, signing off.